Good afternoon. How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Wow.
Right, what a fun celebration. My name is Jeff Anderson. I'm the Associate Dean here in the School of Education at Indiana University Bloomington for undergraduate and teacher education. Before I start today's ceremony, I want to do a brief but sincere land acknowledgement. We honor the Miami, Delaware, Potawatomi, and Shawnee peoples on whose homelands and resources Indiana University has been built. Welcome. I can't imagine having a better, more enjoyable opportunity than serving as the Masters in Ceremony for the Winter 2022 School of Education Convocation. I'm privileged and honored to open this joyous event, marking the culmination of years of dedication, perseverance, and the unrelenting desire to change and improve the world. Indeed, in December 2022, it is not an understatement to remind all of us that our graduates sitting here today have made a journey unlike any others in any of our lifetimes. Unprecedented times call for unprecedented determination. We are IU Bloomington School of Education, and we're glad you're here today. Today is all about our students, and what makes this convocation so special is that we get to recognize each graduate individually, listen to their words of thanks, and celebrate on a smaller scale. For loved ones who were not able to attend, this event is being live streamed on our YouTube page, and you also may find the live stream link on our website and social media, the digital world. I would like to start by introducing my friend and our Dean of the School of Education, Anastasia Maroney. Dean Maroney.
Well, thank you, Dr. Anderson. And what a wonderful day it is. It's a little bit cold out there. I saw what looked like flurries, but it might just be that it was a little moment in time coming back from the main commencement this morning. So this is a day to celebrate our Winter 2022 graduates and to really just celebrate this major accomplishment of yours. So it's taken a lot of work and dedication to get here, but you were not alone. You were not alone. So I would like to recognize some other guests of honor who are here today. So if you are a parent, a family member, a friend, if you are able, would you please stand? So, to the graduates, these are the people who have supported you and loved you and cared about you. So, I want to welcome you to the IU alumni community, a thriving network of graduates. As an IU alum with access to a global network of alumni and a continued connection to Indiana University, I hope you will take full advantage of the opportunities that being alum provides you. I now have the privilege of introducing our alumni speaker, Dr. Jake Allen, Associate Superintendent of Mooresville Schools. I met Dr. Allen when I first took this position and we have something called the Alumni Board, and he was on the Alumni Board, and I got to know him, and he is the most generous with his time and his commitment to the School of Education. So he is an ideal person to be our alumni speaker. He is a 3-time graduate of the Ivy School of Education, having earned his master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees, and is a member, as I said, of the School of Education Alumni Board of Directors. Would you please welcome our friend, Dr. Adam?
Thank you so much. The reason why I love doing this is because it truly becomes a family. And when I came to IU School of Education, I was somewhat lost in my way. And throughout meeting all these wonderful people here, I ended up teaching English for a while. I was a middle school principal. I had hair to me. And that's where it all went, was 8 years of middle school principal. So now I'm in central office and get to do lots of wonderful things. But one of my absolute favorites is working with the alumni board and working with all the wonderful people here at the school. You're going to hear congratulations a lot today. I'm going to say it again, congratulations. You took this on at a time when many of you, in some way, were encouraged not to do so. Don't go into the field of education. It doesn't pay well. It's a thankless profession. The kids are awful, and we worry about our future. The kids are fantastic. And they're fantastic because they have people like you to inspire them and motivate them. And not every day is going to be a good day. Amen? I mean, you're going to go into days, and you're going to drive home with some tears, and you're going to be frustrated because something didn't work out. Maybe it was the students, maybe it was the parents. So, but your passion is going to drive your students. And one of my favorite educators, I'm a favorite educator, Horace Mann. Horace Mann had a quote. He says, "Education beyond all devices of the human origin is the great equalizer of men, the balance of the social machine." And Horace Mann challenged us to go into the field of education and provide opportunities for all students, no matter what, no matter where you find yourself, whether it's teaching, as a counselor, as a psychologist, whatever it is you're choosing to do. And forgive me for being so much short-sighted with the teaching side of things, it's what I know. But wherever you go, you're going to face opportunities to provide help and guidance and support to all students, to help raise all people up in their journey. So I'm very, very proud of you. One of my favorite things to do as an alumni board member is to work with you. So no matter what part of the field you're in, if you need anything, contact me. We will work with you. If you're a new teacher, you're new to the field, I would love to help you out. I certainly don't have all the answers, but we'll help you find them. So I'll end with one more quote. Mark Twain said, "The 2 greatest days of your life, the day that you're born and the day you find out why." So while I wasn't there when we were born, I'm certainly honored to be here to help celebrate your life. So congratulations, great job, we're very proud of you.
Thank you, Jake. Thanks for the words of encouragement. I can't tell you all how many times I've seen Jake in the little square on the screen. Nice to connect with you in person. Great words. Now I have the wonderful opportunity to introduce our undergraduate student speaker, Daniel Rosales. Daniel has earned a bachelor's degree of science in elementary education. And in reflecting on his student teaching experience, Daniel's university supervisor said the following: he had the most amazing student teaching experience. He started the semester building rapport with his students based on mutual kindness, respect, and patience. Those traits served him well as he developed the teaching skills that enabled him to differentiate instruction, to assess student understanding, to reflect on his teaching, and to create a learning environment where all students were actively engaging in a consistent and predictable manner. Daniel reports learning as much from his students, if not more, than they learned from him. I'm also pleased to Note that Daniel will be remaining at Edgewood Primary this spring, filling a badly needed position.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you, Elena Gray. She was my supervisor. I appreciate the kind words that you said about me. But, like I said, my name is Daniel Rosales, and it is an honor to be up here in front of all you amazing educators that the IU School of Education has produced. When I was asked originally to represent our fall 22 undergraduate class, I thought it was a mistake because I felt like I didn't achieve anything or do anything to deserve this opportunity. But after doing some reflection in regards to my student teaching, I realized that as educators, sometimes we don't see the immediate impact that we have on our students and our communities. When I think about the power of what we do and the influence we have not only on our students, but in the classroom and the community, it eliminates any self-doubt and misconceptions that come with the job. Teaching has changed my life forever. The relationships I have built over the last 6 years have had an immense influence on my life and my education. Achieving this degree has not been easy. I'm sure I can speak for some of us when I say that college can be a difficult time in anyone's life. Life, unfortunately, does not stop for anyone, so it's not a matter of if life will get hard, it's more of a question of when it will. And it's up to us to decide how to cope with that. It has taken me 6 years to graduate from college, and for the longest time, that haunted me. I felt like a failure seeing all of my close friends and peers graduate on time and start their teaching careers. And it really affected how I viewed myself in an academic sense. I felt like a professional student. Graduating from a prestigious university is a lot of people's dreams, and I am forever thankful to be in this position today. I want to say congratulations to everyone in this room for setting and accomplishing their goals, because getting a degree, like I said, takes a lot of work and persistence. Well, at least I know that's what it took on my end. I'm not going to stand up here and pretend that I am the best when it comes to academics, because the truth is, I was not the best student, and honestly, that's okay. What mattered to me at the end of the day was how much effort and work I was putting into becoming the best version of myself, not only for me, but for my career and my students. The reason I wanted to become a teacher is throughout my life, when I think back to the most influential people, I always come back to the same handful of teachers that made me believe in myself even when I did not. They made me feel important and cared for even when I was struggling. The reason I'm in this position today is because one of my elementary school teachers pushed me to be the best version of myself and to pursue an education in order to help the world. So I want to return the favor and do my part to inspire the next generation of leaders and make the world a better place where I can. And I know that sounds cliche, but that is one of the things that I genuinely care about, because unfortunately, we will always have students who come to school and see it as a haven because they have food to eat and a place to be. Dr. Karen Purvis sums this up perfectly with her quote, "Our children need to know that they are precious in the sunshine and in the rain." This is something that has resonated with me a lot this past semester. Working in Ellettsville, I had a variety of students in my class, some who came from families who were really involved and others who were not so fortunate. This was one of those situations in my life where I realized that representation in the classroom really does matter. These students don't just see us as their teachers, but they see us as a lifeline. I hope everyone's student teaching experience was a positive one, and I hope everyone is excited to begin their careers, because this room is full of people who are going to change the lives of so many students, even if you don't think you are. Teachers are immortal. The lessons we teach and the experiences we share with our students will last them a lifetime. And on that note, I want to thank the entire staff at Indiana University for everything they do for us. The support I've had throughout the years from people I don't know has made me realize that people in this profession are the nicest and most helpful people that I've ever encountered. So if everyone could give the staff and faculty a round of applause, that'd be fantastic. I'll wrap this up so we can all enjoy the celebrations of this important day with our friends and our families. Like I said, congratulations to everyone in this room. But I want to give a special shout out to all the first generation college graduates. I hope your families are proud, and most importantly, I hope you're proud of yourself and the accomplishments and the person that you have become. Congratulations on finally making it to this point. I would also like to say a quick word to my parents who have supported me throughout my journey in Bloomington. My dad doesn't speak the best of English, so he probably didn't understand a word I just said. So le quiero dar gracias a Dios y a mi mamá y mi papá por todo el apoyo que me han dado sobre todos los años. Te quiero mucho y ojalá que estén orgullosos de mí. Thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you, and congratulations, Daniel. My name is Sarah Lubianski, and I'm the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies. It is my pleasure to introduce our graduate student speaker today, Jamie Porcelius. She has completed her master's degree in educational leadership, as well as a graduate certificate in education law. She is actually our first Convocation speaker to come from one of our online programs, and she was nominated by Professor Janet Decker, who was impressed by Jamie's masterful juggling of work and family in her graduate studies. Professor Decker wrote that when Jamie was in the hospital delivering her third child during the semester, Jamie was literally emailing from her hospital bed to make sure the group project was under control and moving forward. And she went on to excel in the course in the remainder of the semester, so we're thrilled that you're here. Jamie's come down from Chicago to us in person with her two of her three children. The baby is back with her mom. And so, Jamie, we're just so honored to have you as our speaker today.
Thank you so much to Professor Janet Decker for nominating me today. And I'm incredibly supported by every professor that I've received of this program, which is no surprise because it's Indiana after all. I also got my undergrad degree from Indiana, so proud. Almost 4 years ago, I felt an urge to go back to school to get a master's in educational leadership. At the time, I was 3 months pregnant with my second child, little man over there, and knew the timing wasn't ideal, but I also knew that it would never be ideal. And it seems unfortunately normal for women and moms to put our own dreams on the back burner to focus on our and I think it's become a societal expectation that when we have kids, they always come first, which is obvious, but we can change it. We are allowed to evolve and grow as moms and humans. Thankfully, I have the most amazing husband who reminded me of all of this and encourages me daily. So thank you. It's also important to remind yourself that you can do the hard things. Push yourself to try something that you did not think you could do, like me up here today, right now speaking to you. I started the program with one little girl, and I have crossed the finish line with 3. Sloan is 5, James is 3, and they are here with me today, over there. And Palmer is 1 and at home with me. It wasn't the easiest, but I'm so proud that my kids get to see me do this today. And as a bonus, they finally get to see the school that our bedtime song is about. We sing the Indiana fight song every night. And they've asked multiple times if we can sing it today. To be honest, it never crossed my mind that being a full-time teacher and a pregnant mom was rare to find in graduate school. And it wasn't until one Zoom group project that it hit me. I thanked my group members for pushing back our group time until 7:30 so I could put my kids to bed. And I saw them staring at me through the screen in their dorm rooms, and I was like, oh, you guys don't understand where I'm coming from. And I also figured out at that point I was the old lady in the group. The 35-year-old who had, they're probably like, oh, I don't know what you're doing here. I don't think I realized I wasn't of college age at that moment. So to those who aren't afraid of being the old lady or the odd man out, I really hope that you find the time to do something that pushes you and makes you happy.
There is a saying that not all heroes wear capes. Daniel, Jamie. Congratulations. We are very proud to include you among the alumnus of the IU School of Education. Look forward to watching your careers continue and unfold. So at this time, we're going to begin our procession. So I'm going to ask all of the undergraduates to rise by row going to, where are we lining up? We're going to stand up first row and exit to this direction. Line up. Students, when your name is called, stand proudly at the center stage. The dean will hand you a scroll, and our photographer will take a photo as you are being recognized. When finished, you can make your way back to your seat. Our distinguished faculty readers will announce each graduate and share briefly their words of gratitude. I want to introduce our faculty speakers for today's convocation. Lynn Gilman, Associate Professor, Counseling and Educational Psychology. Valerie Ackerson, Professor, Curriculum and Instruction. Amy Picker, Assistant Professor in Informational Systems Technology. Bradley Levinson, Professor, Educational Leadership and Policy Studies. And Katie Cerniak, our Director of the Inspire Living and Learning Center, which is located, if you've never had a tour, in the building right next door in Spruce Hall. Katie, we will start, I believe, with the Inspire graduates, and I will ask you to step to the podium.
Well, it is an honor to be here. So some of the students whose names I'll be reading today were freshmen when I first met them, so it's a really special moment. I feel just so proud of every single one of you folks over here. So first we have Ellie Fry, who's from Boswell, Indiana, and her degree is secondary English education. She says, thanks to my sister, Hannah, for letting me copy everything she does, including
Congratulations, Emily Kladner from Jeffersonville, Indiana. She's getting her master's in instructional systems technology. She says, thank you to my amazing husband and kids for sharing me with school the past 2 years. Congratulations, Emily.
We celebrate today Kevin Mattis from Indianapolis. He's an adult education master's degree with a systems technology graduate certificate. Kevin says, my thanks to the faculty, my family, and my co-learners for helping get this square peg through the round hole.
Congratulations to Jamie Porcialis from Naperville, Illinois, getting her master's degree in educational leadership. And she would like to say thank you to Dr. Moore for all your confidence in me, and to Ray, Sloan, James, Palmer, and her mom.
Congratulations to Dakota Moorman from Fort Wayne, Indiana. She's getting a master's of secondary education. She'd like to say thank you to her family and friends for their unwavering support and willingness to edit her papers, and also to her students for giving her material to use in her discussion posts.
Now we celebrate Christy Denise Martin from Indianapolis, Indiana. She's receiving the MS in Adult Education. She says, Mom, you taught me to stand tall, be bold and brave, proud but humble, and to love like God loves us. This one is for you. Rest well in heaven. Your baby girl. I would also like to thank my husband, Solomon, Dr. Amy, and Dr. Trev for helping me be my best self.
Nicole Potter Madrigal from Indianapolis, Indiana, getting a master's in adult education. She says, thank you to my family, thank you for being my biggest champions. Thank you to my best friends for being my chosen family and my biggest and loudest supporters. Thank you to my niece and nephew for being my push every day to be better. To my husband, thank you for choosing this life. I love you all. This is all because of you.
Please welcome Courtney Marie Morrison from Bloomington, Indiana. Thankful for the support of my husband, my kids, and adult ed colleagues, and Dr. Pickard and Dr. Marge for all their guidance.
Congratulations to Benjamin Maggot from Bloomington. He is graduating with his master's in mental health counseling. And he says there are countless people he would like to thank for helping him, but no more than Dr. Catherine Sherwood Laughlin, my mom number 2. Thank you.
Congratulations to Dawn Chuba from Crown Point, Indiana. She's getting her master's in literacy, culture, and language education. She'd like to send thanks to Dr. Pawan for bringing the Icy Cats and Tacit programs to begin her journey in English language education 15 years ago, and also to Dr. Samuelson for helping her and offering her guidance during her academic journey. Congratulations, Dawn.
Right now, we celebrate Emily Ann Colner from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and she has come all this way with her family. She's getting her master's, her online master's degree in international and comparative education. She says, I would like to thank my fiance, Tom, for being so supportive on this journey and motivating me when I lacked self-motivation. I would also like to thank my mom and dad for being here today. Lastly, thank you to my advisor, Dr. Bradley Levinson, for his support during my graduate career here.
Congratulations to Kelly Slentz from Fort Wayne, Indiana. She's receiving a master's in educational leadership. She says thank you to her husband Kyle for all his love and support in this journey, to Austin and Tori for their help and camaraderie, and to Dr. Moore and her positivity and prompt grading. Thank you.
Victoria Tribby, MS in Ed Leadership from Indianapolis. Victoria says, I want to thank my family for being amazing, my husband Connor for his endless support, and Elias, who by the way is adorable in his stroller somewhere, for being with me from the start. I would also like to thank Kelly and Austin for their friendship along the way. Lastly, to Michelle for late night texts about budget assignments and how to add page numbers to my portfolio. I couldn't have done it without any of you.
Congratulations to Austin Robinson, who is also graduating with his master's in ed leadership. And he wants to say thanks to his parents, his beautiful wife, his 2 kids, Charlotte and Kate, Dr. Moore, she's awesome, Kelly, Tori, and Sean.
We will now recognize our students who are earning the highest degree in our field, the doctorate. These students are the next generation of education scholars and expert practitioners. They will undoubtedly push the field forward through their work as researchers and educators. Each will be hooded by a faculty member to recognize their completion of the EDD or PhD degree.
First, please congratulate Kevin McCracken, who's getting his EDD in Instructional Systems Technology. Kevin is from Nashville, Indiana, and his dissertation focuses on an investigation of the barriers to implementing universal design for learning in higher education, and he's being hooded by Professor Elizabeth Bolin. Kevin would like to say the following. This degree represents a dream deferred. I'm profoundly grateful for my wife, Laura, as it was her support and encouragement that made this possible. To my instructors, especially my committee members, Professors Bowling, Brush, Ozul, and Stockton, I will simply say, thank you for teaching me. Congratulations, Kevin.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you Natalia Ramirez Casalbolone whose hometown is Naranjo, Costa Rica. Naranjo is an orange tree, by the way. She is receiving her PhD in Literacy, Culture, and Language Education. Dr. Farida Pawan supervised and shared her dissertation, which is called The Funds of Knowledge of Female Costa Rican Ninth High School Students. And Natalia says the following: to everyone I love who have been with me in this journey, and to the most special person watching me from heaven, this is for you. And Viva Costa Rica!
Please join me in welcoming Jeffrey Hoffman from Upland, Indiana, with his major in Literacy, Culture, and Language Education. Title of his dissertation is How Students Develop Intercultural Communicative Competence. I'd like to thank my advisor, Dr. Marla Nikos, and the members of my committee, Dr. Serafin, Dr. Brush, and Dr. Smith. I'd like to thank my wife, Lydia, and my parents and mother-in-law for all of their support. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Janet Metzger from Branson, Missouri, and also Paris, France. She is graduating with her doctorate degree in Literacy, Culture, and Language Education, and she explored how an Algerian immigrant student uses her transnationalism to navigate her life in France and her multicultural communities. And she would like, as her comment, to say after her first master's level class, she'd like to thank Dr. Hines because she took that class and Dr. Hines invited me to take another class with her. I was 3 weeks into the class before I clued into the fact that it was a doctoral level course. Then she asked me why wasn't I a doctoral student, and she walked with me through the whole rest of the journey.
Next, please congratulate Maria Teresa Bastos from Belém, Brazil. Her degree is in Literacy, Culture, and Language Education. Her dissertation examined the beliefs and instructional practices of novice Spanish teachers and how that promoted student authentic use of Spanish. She's being hooded today by Dr. Mary Beth Hines. Maria Teresa would like to thank her chair, Dr. Martina Nikos, her committee, Dr. Mary Beth Hines, Dr. Beth Samuelson, and Dr. Barbara Dennis. Thanks to her husband Keith, her children Victor and Vanessa, and her parents that are watching from above. Congratulations, Maria Teresa.
Well, please join me in celebrating Theoklitos Karapidis from Thessaloniki, Greece. He is receiving a PhD in counseling. And Dr. Lynn Gilman, who will be holding in as his dissertation advisor. The title of Theoklitos' dissertation is The Impact of COVID-19 on the Identity Formation, Coping, and Transition of Greek NCAA Student Athletes. And all I can say is that must have been a very interesting subject recruitment process for your dissertation. Theoklitos says, thank you for having us internationals, the citizens of the world.
Congratulations to Oliver James Lees from Monroe, Wisconsin. He's getting his PhD in counseling psychology, and his topic was therapeutic factors of tabletop role-playing games. His comments begin with, there are not enough words to thank all of the people who have supported me. In the interest of trying, I'd like to express unyielding gratitude to my wonderful parents, Melissa and Jim, my partner Emily, my siblings Haley, Harry, and James, my beautiful nephew and niece, Louis and Harper Rhodes, and all my other friends, family, and teachers without whom I'd never have made it this far. I love you all.
Last but not least, please join me in congratulating Megan Elise Humbert from St. Charles, Missouri. She's getting her PhD in Learning and Developmental Sciences, and her dissertation focused on using movement and music to help young students learn about science. Putting her today is Dr. Joshua Danish, and she would like to say thank you to her friends and family for their endless support, and to her cats for Zoom bombing every meeting for the past 2 years. Congratulations, Megan.
Another final warm round of applause for today's graduates. Did I not say at the beginning that I have the best job in the world? If you didn't know before, why? You do now. I'm really grateful on behalf of the School of Education, of our graduates, our faculty, our staff, our students who will be walking across the stage in a few years to come, that you are all here today to celebrate. Thank you very much. A quick shout out to Janet Fox and Scott Whiskey for making today's event happen, as well as countless others, including you all, friends and families and our graduates. So, have a wonderful winter break, and see ya.
Christmas.